Welcome to Health Situations. Today, we're going to talk about mental health. What is mental health? Mental health is the emotional, psychological, and social well-being which affects how we think, how we feel, how we handle stress, how we even make healthy choices. Why is mental health so important? It is really important because when we are emotionally healthy, psychologically healthy, physically healthy, everything works out fine. Everything articulates perfectly. But when there's an issue with our emotional health, it is hard for us to give our best. It is hard for us to be our best. So why are we talking about mental health? It's always said how mental health is being debunked by people. Oh, come on, don't say your mental health. What's your mental health? There's a scenario of a lady who remembered her late dad, and it was a year of her dad's remembrance. So she called the HR and she told the HR, I want to have a day off. The HR goes ahead to tell her, please take the week off because we want you at your best. Heal properly and come back after a week. This is the first scenario. The second scenario is of a guy who calls the HR and says he will not be able to work today because of his mental health. And the HR goes on to tell him, if you do not come today, you'll be fired. So you better come back to work today or you'll be fired. And I'll know if your mental health will give you a new job. These are two different scenarios. For this first one, the way they deliver, the way they work, the work ethic, the way they perform, the performance level is way different from this other scenario where nobody cares. So one person must pay the high price of kindness. Somebody has to pay the high price of kindness for mental health, for mental stability. So it's often said that how mental health is not important. It's often said that I don't think I'm functioning properly. I think I have a mental disorder. And then the next thing, we Africans, we take the person to the village, we tie them, we torture them, we flog them. We are so ashamed of them that we take them away from ourselves. We push them far away so that nobody knows that we suffer something like this or we are going through things. That is such a wrong approach to mental health. So today I'm going to be debunking myths about mental health. I'm going to be debunking myths about not coming out and being vulnerable. Being vulnerable is the new strength. If you're able to show your vulnerability, if you're able to say, I need help, I'm losing it, I need help, I want to be better, it's a good place for you to be better when you can actually say there's a problem with you. So your mental health is very important. Do not let anyone scold you or bully you into feeling like it's not important. So many the suicidal rates are going higher. Young, old, committing suicide, killing themselves. Just if one person would have asked them, how are you? How do you do? Are you well? Are you thriving? How are you at work? What's going on at your workplace, at your workspace? Is your workspace conducive? Is your workspace healthy for you? If one person would have asked that question, it would have done 1,000. It would have changed a lot. But nobody asks these questions. Nobody asked these questions, and thereby many loved ones are lost. Many young people are committing suicide. Somebody says committing suicide is just, they are not okay. Of course, they are not okay and they need help and they are crying out. So we should learn to take our mental health seriously. So one of the things is, whenever you're struggling with a mental situation, whenever you're struggling with whatsoever, a traumatic situation, reach out, ask for help, seek for assistance, tell someone, confide in someone, go out there and meet people, like meet a healthcare practitioner that can actually help you, that can actually diagnose what exactly is wrong with you. Many mad people on the streets would have just been safe if they had maybe just one dose of antidepressants given to them. But no, their family decided to do the worst by keeping them secluded from every other person. When we are struggling, we do not want to be secluded. We want to go out there and find out what the real issue is and heal. So we must learn to speak up and speak out. Your mental health is very important. Your mental health has to do with every other aspect of your life, how you deliver, how you work, your work ethics, your relationship with people, your relationship with colleagues, your relationship with your work. So that is why mental health. So, and we hear healing with time. We must learn to take one day at a time. We must learn to take one step at a time. We must learn to take every day as it comes as a new day, a new time for change, a new day for new possibilities. We must learn that the sky here is blue and it is also blue on the other side. So no matter what conditions you are in, there's always a glimpse of hope for you. There's always a glimpse of hope for you to reach out and be helped and be saved. So there are many ways we can identify triggers. There are many ways we can identify triggers of mental health. There are external triggers, internal triggers, traumatic triggers, symptom triggers. If we know ourselves, if we know our breakpoints, if we know our limits, our highest limit, this helps us to know when to retreat, when to restore, and when to rejuvenate. These are the 3 R's. When to retreat and know that it's time for me to take a step back and become wholesome again. When to restore and know it's time for me to gain more knowledge. It's time for me to work. It's time for me to learn a new skill. It's time for me to upgrade myself. And rejuvenate. It's time for me to, exercise and be healthy inside out. So being healthy doesn't just have to do with our physical. It also comes from deep within, inside of us. So rejuvenating, restoring, and retreating has to do with something that we have to do from our inside to our out. So we can be actually mentally healthy, emotionally healthy, physically healthy, psychologically healthy if we will take a time out to show kindness at every point, because everyone has a backstory, and your backstory might not have any bill placed at the rear. Nobody knows the backstory, but you know yourself, you know where you've been, you know what levels you have conquered. So it's time to take a step back and always think of a better way to be, a better way to live, and keep moving forward. A man who keeps rolling forward has no point going back. He always goes better. He always does better. So when you keep rolling forward, no matter how much, keep rolling forward. You will come out healed. You will come out with a better mental health. Today we're talking about young people losing their life, losing themselves unnecessarily. I think it's a time for us to sit back. We must not let death be a high price for us to begin to take our mental health seriously. Death is such a high price to pay for us to sit down, for us to retreat, for us to restore, and for us to know that our mental health is very important. So on this episode of Health Situations, we're here to tell you that forget about what anybody thinks about you, about your mental health. If you think it's time for you to retreat, please do and seek help. If you think it's time for you to step back, please do. Vulnerability is not a curse. It's not a bad thing. It's the new strength. So when you're vulnerable enough to know that you need help, when you're vulnerable enough to know that I have a problem, then your solution is not far-fetched. So take a time out today. Be kind to others. Show kindness and make sure that everyone around you is in good condition. Go ahead and ask them, how are you doing? How are you thriving? Go ahead and start that conversation. It might just be a step away from helping someone heal from a wound. Thank you for staying with us on Health Situations. Be sure to take care of your mental health. Be sure to retreat. Be sure to renew, retreat, rejuvenate, and restore. Thank you for being with us on this show. Go ahead to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, stay mentally healthy. Bye.